The T-Post design screen actually handles both T-Posts and bypass track installations. The first thing to do upon entering this screen is to choose the T-Post or panel overlap that you want to use, and click Accept. In this example, we have a 96-inch wide inside mount opening. If you've already chosen a frame type on the previous screen, the left and right frames will already be represented here along with their deducted amounts. After the deductions for inside mount, the frames and hinge gaps, we have exactly 93 and 13/16 for our panels. Our default inside mount width deduction can be overridden, and as you'll notice as I do, it changes our panel size. The reset returns you to the default deduction. To add this T-post anywhere within this set of panels, just click between the blue lines. I've added one post in the center, but I could have just as easily added two instead. I'll delete this single post by clicking on it and then adding two posts here and here. This creates three sections of two panels each. The number in each of these boxes indicates the distance from the center of the post to either the far right of the opening or the far left, depending on which direction you point the arrow. Your posts can be exactly positioned by clicking on the arrow to move them, or simply by entering a number. If, however, you want all the panels the same size, hit the Equalize button. In some cases, like this one, equalization is not possible. The 93 and 13/16 we started with is not divisible by 3 while staying within the 1/16 inch increments for net panel sizes. ShutterPro will show you your options. In this example, our first option is to increase our net panels by 1/16 of an inch, which also decreases our inside deduction from 1/4 to 3/16. I'll hit the Reset button and see what other option is. Our second option decreases our panels by 5/16, which also changes our inside mount deduction to 9/16. Under these conditions, I'm going to say that because I'm using a fairly wide Z-frame face and a fairly wide opening, I'd rather the fit be a little too loose than too tight. So I would say, in this situation, I would stay with this option. Let's return our inside deduction back to the default by hitting the Reset. Let's say that instead of equalization, this is the type of window where the distance between our two posts is really all that matters. When the center dimension is driving the calculations, it turns red, and the two outside sections are equalized. When you're satisfied with your design, hit Accept. Because T-post sections may vary in widths and number of panels, ShutterPro puts them on separate lines. To show that they are part of the same installation, the location names are now followed by a .1, .2, and a .3. The pricing for all the sections is placed on the last line. Now let's look at how to do a track installation. I'm resetting our original opening data to be a net frame with a double track. Because our side frames will have a variable depth, I'll need to enter that here. The depth of the header for the double track should be the same dimension, so I'll click on Accept here as well. Now I'll enter the T-post screen. For track, we're going to choose the panel overlap. This one overlaps the panels by 1.5 inches. Most manufacturers have just one overlap that they like to work with. Again, we're going to click between the blue lines to create our overlaps. In this case, we've created 3 sets of 2 panels each. As you can see, our panels are not equalized, so I'll use equalization. Again, once you have the right design, click on Accept. Now, when we go to Layout, our tracks are already there waiting for us.